It really was what would have happened to them if they'd been discovered at Freiburg, because they each managed to hide their pregnancies through luck. Before they left Auschwitz for the slave labour factory, they were thrown random clothing, and each mother was thrown a baggy dress. Of course, it didn't matter so much because they went down to 70 pounds. But had they been discovered, and several women in that factory were pregnant, there were over 1,000 women there, other women had been discovered, and other women in other slave labour factories had been discovered. And they were sent back to Joseph Mengele, Dr. Mengele, the angel of death, who had initially inspected all three mothers and selected them for slave labour and asked each of them if they were pregnant. And the women that were sent back to Auschwitz were either killed immediately and sent straight to the gas chambers, or in one particular case, Dr. Mengele he was so angry that this mother had slipped through his fingers that he made her have the baby, and then he tied her to the bed and he laid the baby next to her to see how long it would take to die. And after 5 days, a doctor gave her some morphine to kill her own child.
Occasionally, she said, speaking of luck, one of the women named Edith used to come to her at night, and she said in Hungarian, but in English it would be open mouth, and she opened mouth, she put her a piece of potato, raw potato, or sometimes it was a little piece of bread. When one of the women did notice that my mother was pregnant, started to scream that she's going to get them killed, at which the guards ran in and said, "What's the ruckus?" And the woman said, she's pregnant, she's going to get us killed. And the guard said, "Is it true?" And when my mother agreed that yes, it is, "What do you want?" And mother said, "I've been standing 12 hours a day. I'd love to put my feet in the warm water." And they brought her the warm water. And the next day I was born. Thank you very much.
Anka, Eva's mother, spoke a lot about it. She read a lot about it, and she spoke a lot about it. But Rachel, Mark's mother, he didn't know really anything, but he asked about his birth, and she said, "You were born on a train." And he thought, that must have been inconvenient, not knowing that it was an open cattle wagon, right, with rain, and she almost had to bite through the umbilical cord because there was nothing to cut it with.